Alright, so here we go with Horizontal Boring Mill Blues Part 3. What's underneath my table? Let's go back here and take a look at the chaos. Well, see, we got pieces and parts all over. There's the main table we got upside down. I got that table full of work. The south bin has got, well, he's been turned into another table. We got another table of miscellaneous tools and things over here. And here's the boring mill. We've been doing some body work on it, as you see on the tailstock. Walk over here. We got a lot of the top covers off in here. Been doing a lot of cleaning in here. Still got more to do, but we're going to kind of wait till we're done doing all the sanding and stuff on the body work. Here's inside the headstock. Getting some things cleaned up. Some primer put on some things. Had my tachometer part, put all new bearings in it. Let's see, you can kind of see the tailstock again. A lot of this is getting close to paint. Tailstock, it's ready for paint. We're going to put a sealer on it first though. And this is the rear column. It's pretty much ready to down to there. And we got to do the bottom yet. I have to do the bottom all the way around on it. Take you back over here and show you some of this where we got things done. And so just put a sealer on here. It should all come out pretty good, and then we'll paint it. But what's under my table? Well, we decided to take the table off because number one, it didn't look like it was going to be too hard to take off, and it really wasn't. And I'll show you that in a little bit. And another reason was I could never figure out how I was supposed to get how these ways here got oiled, because I could never find an oil hole like here or anywhere else. I looked all over, and it always just baffled me. So that's another reason we decided to take it apart. Well, we found out on the table, well, let's say if the table was sitting on top of here, like it's supposed to be. Right here in the center of the table, there is a hole. I never knew what the hole was for. Well, apparently the hole, I'm going to put a grease zerk in it so I can use a high pressure oiler, and that will plug the hole. But that hole would actually go down here and oil this shaft and all this area. All right, now on top of the table, you go over about so far, and there's a screw you can take out. Didn't know where that went to, but now we can see where it went to. You take that screw out, the oil comes down into this channel and goes around, and there's a dam here, which it should have, all these should have some type of a wicking material here in the bottom. And then there should be a wick that goes in there, a wick that goes in there, and another one in there. And you come around here, you come out here. This is directly over the way, see? So this wicking material should be in there. We're going to use some some pipe cleaners, because the ones I pulled out did have a wire on them. Well, we'll stick them back down in there, stick it down to the bottom, stick it over here, and then we'll stick a bunch of this wicking material on top of it, and that'll oil. That's how the ways get oiled. Well, at least I figured that out now too. And then there's another screw that you can take out on the table, and that puts oil down to these ways. And there's two ways, two smooth ways here, and a canal, channel, canal, whatever you want to call it, right there for oil. So that's a good thing. I figured that we found that out when we took it apart. So let's go over to the table now. We'll take a look at it. Now I got this all cleaned up and primered. Kind of looks like it's oily, because it is. But see, now here's a place here where oil comes down from the top. That's where the screw hole is. So the oil will come down through here, and it has an X here. So as this rotates, it spreads the oil out on everything. Sometimes you just gotta tear things apart to figure out how they work. And let's see, there's a V on that side, is a half of a V. All right, now we go back over here. There's a half a V underneath there. All right. Okay, now there was, walk over here a bit. These two big horseshoes, or whatever you want to call them, are clamped together and pivot on that end. Then on this end, where you can see my vice grips going through that hole, that's where the crank adjustment is. And maybe you can see the V in there. So the two halves of the table are clamped together by this piece. And this, what this is actually the brake that holds the table from rotating. So we got that all done. Yeah. We'll take a little walk past here. A lot of these parts have been cleaned and primed and ready for sealer. All this stuff. Well, I got a couple seals here we're gonna update. Put one in there. I think another one into that area. This stuff has all been cleaned and primed. A lot of these are for holding the ways on. We got new bearings in the motor, tested it out, it's running fine. These are some of the top plates that go on it. So let's go back over here to the table. We're going to talk about this a little bit more. You see the gear right there. That'd be the bull gear that rotates the table. And then here in the middle, and you see we got it taken out, is the ring gear. But we have a little problem. Right there, and we're missing a tooth. So, it's probably a good thing I tore this apart. We found that out. We learned stuff, and we found a problem. So I'm gonna have to build that up with some nickel rod, and I will just hand machine it back into place with files and make a new tooth. So that's pretty much what I got going here so far. But we're getting closer, I think. Sometimes I think we're getting further away. But if we get the sealer on him and everything masked off, I think the paint and stuff will go pretty quick. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and comment. I'll probably throw in a few pictures at the end of this too of maybe some weld work on there. I'll just take some quick still pictures and add them in when I get time. All right, see you later.